Hello and welcome to Spellbringers. This is my first VOD commentary. And we've got supposedly a great game here. This is against GG the Machine, playing as the Death faction. I'm going to probably refer to him as Callum. And we've got Blue here as Nature. I'm going to go ahead and call him Zane, because how do you even pronounce that name? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime here, we have Death, looks like going for... Now, the Death opener, you can go for 3 Blight Factory, which is a safer kind of build, 3 Blight Factory into Graveyard. Sort of gives you earlier access to zombies to help defend against early aggression. You can also just go straight 4 Blight Factory into Expand, but it looks like he's going for the 3 Blight Factory Graveyard, the safe build. In the meantime here, on Zane's side, he's playing as Nature, standard Conservatory. Now he can either put down a Hall of Warriors or a Haven. It's sort of there's sort of some branching tech trees with Nature, and it looks like he's putting down a Haven. So we're going to see some, probably some more defensive play from Zane here. In the meantime, we've got Callum scouting with his Lost Soul unit.
Summoning is complete.
And he's added a 4th Blight Factory and a Black Obelisk, which gives him food. Okay, he's going for a Manor. Now, a Manor, that's sort of a more aggressive hit-and-run style. He's going to be getting some Vampires and some Wraiths. And the Vampire strategy heavily revolves around getting kills, because as your Vampires get kills, they grow stronger, and that strength kind of carries over to other Vampires that you train if you get the right upgrades. So you're really incentivized to be killing things, be fighting, be trading. So this will be an interesting dynamic, because we have a very defensive race here against a very aggressive playstyle with what Callum's doing. Now Callum's throwing down his expansion. This is a pretty standard Manor build, so usually you go Manor before expand, so that you can get your Vampires out early. As early as possible, I should say. It looks like he's going for a Wraith, and that's most likely because he has scouted. Yep. So he has scouted, and he knows that Zane is going for the Haven strategy. And these sprites that Zane's getting here, they do very good magic damage, and they're very fast, so they're actually quite effective against Vampires. Wraiths are not the best combat units, but they're really great support units. And they do piercing damage. But most importantly, they can sort of grab a unit from far away and pull it towards itself. So it's quite effective against the sprites, who are very fragile, but very mobile. They sort of rely on their mobility to be useful. And that grab ability helps deal with those sprites a lot. Now, in the meantime, we got Zane's expansion getting close to finishing here. You can see it is earlier than the Manor expand, but it's not too bad. And we do have a Spellbringer now coming down for Callum. And we've got... Zane already got a Spellbringer, so it looks like he went for one pretty early. So he's going to have access to his primary 3 spells. No Hall of Scholars yet. That gives him access to the Murder of Crows ability, which is very strong. Okay, here's our first Vampire coming out. And in the meantime, we've got a Wraith doing some harassment on this base. So this base hasn't been saturated yet. Looks like Zane's probably just going to call down his saplings to chase away this annoying Wraith.
Summoning is
In the meantime, we have a Vampire chasing down a Sprite. A single Vampire will definitely beat a single Sprite, but Vampires are quite a bit more expensive. And there's not really any way he's going to be catching that Sprite, especially if he gets entangled by the Spellbringer like that. So his Sprite's going to be able to sort of just disappear into the ether here. So we got Callum kind of just wandering around the map. It looks like he's not prioritizing units too much, because he knows that Zane is going to be playing defensively. So instead, he's sort of opting for tech. Now here you can see this Wraith has yanked the Sprite, and the Sprite is now kind of trapped in place. And that means that Sprite just got taken out. Callum's getting the Master Wraiths research, which increases the mana regeneration of his Wraiths, so it looks like he's going to be focusing on those a lot early. And looks like we're killing some workers here. Now you can see the sprites are really hitting that vampire hard, but Callum, good use of the Brink of Death ability to heal, and great use of the Unholy Crown to summon his Death Knight at the last second. So very good micro here. Now his Death Knight doesn't have any mana. That's really the primary use of the Death Knight, but still decent statted unit. Does 20 magic damage, has pretty good HP. It's very fast, so he'll be able to do a little bit of work with that. Looks like Zane's sticking with the sprites. And he's got a tree herd walking over to this base, so he may be trying to take his third base now. We got Callum already taking a third in the meantime. This is always good to do if your opponent's busy. And we have more Wraiths being trained, and it looks like we've got some Dread Laboratories coming down for Callum. So this is interesting. So it looks like he's gone pretty light on the mana units. He's getting a Vampire upgrade there. The Dread Laboratories are going to let him get some air units. I'm going to guess he's probably going to be getting some Gargoyles to harass. Gargoyles very strong against sprites. And these Blight Widows, which are now coming out for Zane. And Zane's going to be relying on these Blight Widows to defend his base, his third base that it looks like he's trying to take right now. So Gargoyles are actually going to be quite effective at dealing with, or rather harassing this third base.
Summoning is complete.
Alright, we got some more Blight Factories coming down for Callum. Zane's got his first 2 spiders, as we saw. No, looks like no web research yet. And he's getting, okay, so he's getting Spore Traps. This is going to allow his sprites to lay pretty deadly traps out on the map. It's going to really slow down the aggression of Callum. And now we've got level 1 weapons being upgraded for Zane as well. Looks like Callum already has level 1 weapons. And here come the Gargoyles. Now Gargoyles are very fast, they're very fragile, but they do quite good damage. They're pretty cheap. They also have this ability that's being researched here, Lift, which allows Gargoyles to actually transport units. So every Gargoyle can carry a single unit. So it looks like he's going to be going for some kind of a Vampire drop into one of Zane's bases here. That's generally a pretty effective strategy against somebody who is playing defensively, as Zane is. So it remains to be seen how well Zane's going to be able to handle something like this. Now he does have some static defense coming down at his base, his third base here. And he's got a tower at his natural, nothing in the main, so this looks like probably the primary drop location. Now in the meantime, it looks like Zane has sort of fast-teched to Dendroid Chieftain, which is going to allow him to have faster Dendroids, faster saplings, and it's going to allow him to build Dendroid Warriors, which are the huge tank units. Here's 3 Gargoyles coming with some cargo. Oh, but the sprites are going to catch this. Let's see if he gets any kills. No kills. No, he didn't quite focus fire fast enough. There's the mines going off. So yep, he's going to drop in the main, and he's going to kind of go kill all these workers. These workers don't really stand a chance. All right, 1 kill so far. Zane's using Entangle here to sort of create a little tower in the meantime, and it looks like that Gargoyle and that Vampire are dead. So we've got 2 left. So 1 worker kill traded for 1 Gargoyle and 1 Vampire. Not great trade so far. So Zane did a pretty good job of dealing with that harassment. Running his workers away was good. These Vampires tanking these towers pretty well. No heal on that Vampire. That was a bit of a mistake. And wow, that... Okay, here's the Murder of Crows. Really helping Zane out. Really helping defend his base. And he's repairing with all of his saplings here. So looks like he may hold this. And in the meantime, he's bringing up a bunch of sprites and some Blight Widows here. Looks like he's added some extra havens, and he's getting giant toads, which are his anti-air unit. It's going to let him devour these Gargoyles. Let's see what we got Callum doing. Callum has 3 Dread Laboratories, and he's now getting a Haunted Shipyard. So he looks like he's going to tech up into the ghost ships, which are mechanical, so the frogs aren't actually going to be able to devour them. But it looks like we're going to continue with the Gargoyle dropping. Little heal there.
Yes, master.
Callum's got double upgrades going, as you can see, armor and weapons. for his vampires. So he's at 1-1, and we've got Zane here at 1-0. So we are ahead in upgrade. Zane's getting his armor upgrade there, but he only has the one building upgrading. So Callum's upgrades are going to sort of pull ahead in the late game. Okay, so this base seems pretty well defended. Here come the vampires from the back, but he didn't. I don't think he knew that these sprites were here, so I think Zane's probably going to hold this pretty well. Unfortunately, mind triggering there, killing some of Zane's own workers, and hurting his. Oh, is that spider going to die? No, don't die. Okay, spider's okay, and it looks like the vampires have been vanquished for the moment. So. Let's see what Zane decides to do. Sprites also have this useful healing ability, lets you regenerate the life of your units, as long as they're out of combat. Alright, we got Callum taking a 4th base now. So also good to do when you sort of have map control, as he kind of does. Now it looks like Zane's sending his owl here to scout this 4th, so he's going to know about this, as you can see. He sees the base there. And it looks like Callum was trying to take the center base, but that got thwarted pretty quickly. We've got another gargoyle drop coming in here. Let's see where he decides to drop. Okay, right here. He's going to try and take it down this dendroid worker. That's going to be pretty easy, I think. And maybe this other one as well. Yeah, very annoying, this drop harass. Oh, called down crows at the last minute and rooted that vampire in place. Got a kill on one of those gargoyles. Looks like the vampire might go down as well. The vampire is going to get some unit kills in the meantime. Did lose some workers there. I think he lost 1 worker and 2 tree herds. So decent damage, and I think he lost a gargoyle and a vampire. So it's an okay trade. Maybe not the greatest. Alright, we have now Zane trying to take the center base. It's a very coveted base because it's got these double gold mines here. They can mine twice as fast off of it, but it looks like we're going to have a fight here. Well, these tree herds are going down, and in the meantime his army is kind of rallying across the map here. But looks like the base has kind of already been taken out, so I think, I don't know if Callum's ready to fight quite yet. Alright, so Callum's going to retreat for the moment. He's getting some defenses up in his base. He probably knows that Zane scouted him. Okay, 5 gargoyle drop going on here. This base still churning out gold. 2 death obelisks protecting it.
A player's forces are under attack.
Zane's still on 3 base, whereas Callum's on 4 base. This Wraith is kind of triggering some mines here. I think it's going to scout. Maybe scout this top location right here, top right. Alright, Zane's pretty well defended. I'm not exactly sure where these gargoyles are going to be able to drop. Maybe he can take out these Blight Widows. But it looks like he maybe wasn't paying attention. So it looks like he might go for a drop in the main. There are a couple towers here, but that looks like the outskirts of his base here aren't defended, so maybe he can pick off some of these buildings. Now he's going to opt to check this other base here, see what he can get, what damage he can get done. Alright, looks like he's going to try and take out some more of these woodworkers. Wood's a very valuable resource, especially for this Haven strategy, so this is definitely going to be pretty annoying. So it looks like Zane's got a decent amount of wood. He's floating about 1,000 right now. And Callum lost some vampires there, so 1 vampire, that is. So not quite sure how much this is going to help. Zane's got a pretty big army here in the middle. Lots of Blight Widows. Okay, looks like some unfortunate movement here from these sprites. Some sprites just get taken out very, very quickly. Alright, here are the ghost ships finally in play. Now these ghost ships, very effective against air units. They have a sort of a weak ground attack, but they can also summon ghost pirates, skeletal pirates. So it looks like he's sort of going to continue his harassment here and drop a bunch of pirates in the base. These pirates have pillage, so this is actually probably going to generate resources for him, and he's already up 1 base, and it looks like he's taking another base over here. So he's very, very ahead on resources. Though Zane's army looks quite strong. Okay, here's the drop, and it looks like pirates. Here come the skeletal pirates, the rowdy crew. Looks like they're going to take out some tech buildings. He's aiming for the Hall of Scholars, which is just going to finish an upgrade, maybe? Okay, upgrade just finishes. And not exactly sure what happened. Oh, okay, so Zane's attacking over here. Callum summons his Black Pyramid. That's sort of his Spellbringer ultimate ability. Let's see how well Zane can run away from this. Looks like he's losing quite a few spiders to this Black Pyramid. He probably should be running away from it. But in the meantime, he's getting a lot of kills. So, bit of a messy fight there. In the meantime, we've got a bunch of damage happening in Zane's main base. Zane is sort of trying to escape here. Alright, let's see what Zane can do. Pulling the Blight Widow, that's a great move, of course. Zane's got a lot of money. It looks like he probably needs a few more production structures. He's only on 2 havens. I believe Callum killed some of them. There goes his Ancient of Lore. That's a big deal. Okay, this is very, very annoying here. So Zane's going to come and try to defend with his Dendroids and his towers. Let's see how well they can defend here. In the meantime, Zane has still this sort of this army poking at the front of the natural, running over his own mines. I don't think these Dendroids are going to do it. They're not going to get any kills, but at least they're delaying this. Zane is sort of setting up outside of the natural. I don't know how effective that's going to be, since a lot of Callum's units are air units now, and we're still raiding here in the main base. Zane really has to do something about this. Looks like he's getting some sprites. Alright, Zane's pushing in, slowly. Okay, he just took out, I believe that was the Haunted Shipyard. Yep, so the production of ghost ships is going to stop for the moment until that gets rebuilt. Spider's going to get cleaned up, and we still have some harassment happening here. Looks like these ghost ships got pulled back to help defend the base. Zane is mining from double gold mines here. This is a very valuable expansion. So you can see that the gold mines don't have a lot of maximum gold, but the fact that you can get resources from both of them at once is huge. He's not exactly making use of that at the moment, but he certainly will. Looks like he's also sort of setting up a new main here in the middle with a bunch of production structures. Alright, we've got the vampire harassing here and the Entwine sort of thwarting that. These are just sort of a bunch of webs here that are left over, being pretty annoying, just slowing down his opponent's movement speed here. And looks like those are going to get cleaned up, but certainly slowing down his tempo here. So Callum, on a lot of bases, his main is mined out. His naturals has about 1,500 gold left, but he does have these 4 other bases. So Callum's got lots and lots of money, and he's getting money from the pillage. Of course, ghost ships are very expensive, so I'm sure he's sinking a lot of money into that. But Zane here, I mean, the double gold mine, that's going to be huge. Now, it looks like Callum's thinking about attacking here, but some well-placed mines here, being pretty annoying.
A player's forces are under siege.
Ghost ships are coming in, and looks like they're going to drop off a bunch of pirates here to raid this. And okay, good mine there. Actually, going to really help against those pirates. So I don't know if he's going to be able to actually take this out, but he is generating some resources from the pillage. In the meantime, we got Zane coming here. Finally, we see some Dendroid warriors, lots of sprites. So it looks like this is going to be a pretty massive push into Callum's natural here. Sort of just not really aiming for any of the expansions. Sort of just going for the throat. So pirates are taking out this base. Okay, sprites taking out these towers for now. Oh, taking out the necromancers. No, I'm sorry, that was a mad scientist. Alright, so this is a pretty big attack. This is very threatening, especially with these Dendroid warriors. Meantime, Callum is finishing off this base here. I don't know what he's going to do exactly to defend. He got some spore traps coming down right outside the Necromancer production structure, so as soon as these wraiths pop out, they're just going to get blasted by these mines. There they go. Yeah. Oh no, the Necromancer got caught in that too. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty effective attack. Okay, we got a Death Pyramid coming. Zane has to micro away from this. He has to keep his units alive. He really, really needs to... Okay, he's not. So he's losing all these... He's lost all of his sprites to this Death Pyramid. And it looks like some of the trees as well. Alright, that was some pretty... In my opinion, pretty sloppy micro from Zane. But he's still getting a lot of damage done with these Dendroid warriors. Looks like he's sort of barely holding onto his base here. Here comes one Dendroid warrior to try and clean this up. He does need to deal with his ghost ship though. In the meantime, more Dendroid warriors coming across the map. He's at 2-2, 108 damage on these things, 10 fortified armor. So these things are tanks. Now, of course, the wraiths can debuff them with this Mark of Doom, which gives them minus 12 armor. Callum's going to rely on these gargoyles to deal with these Dendroid warriors. Dendroid warriors can't hit air, but it's going to take a long time for these gargoyles to kill these warriors. They're going to deal a lot of damage in the meantime. Looks like Callum might be setting up a new main here at this other base. And he's going to just go straight to the main. Got more gargoyles being built out of these red laboratories. Let's see where Zane focuses attention. Yep, he's going to start taking out these production structures. In the meantime, we've got a couple trees here sent to this base. Mark of Doom on this Dendroid warrior here. This wraith's going to get flattened. There he goes. Yeah, I don't think these Dendroid warriors are going to have any problem dealing with that base. Okay, we've got some wraiths coming in now to help deal with the gargoyles. Excuse me, sprites. Gargoyles very, very slowly taking out these Dendroid warriors. It's 10 fortified armor against 17 damage. It's going to take a long time. Alright, in the meantime, Zane's pulling his army back here to the... And he's sending in a bunch of workers from his Dendroid tree herds here to try and take out these towers, I guess. I mean, those are free, so any damage he gets out of those is bonus damage. Callum is sort of trying to reset over here at this corner base. And huge army coming in here from Zane. Tons of sprites, tons of warriors, tons of Blight Widows. This looks very, very threatening. Callum got double Altar of Darkness, most likely for the offering. Cooldown on the offering very long. Annoying mine here, but not too bad. Alright, so Callum currently has still 4 bases. This one's almost dry, so he's going to be on 3 bases. Zane is only... Yeah, so Zane is almost dry here, so he's only going to be mining out of these 2 gold mines. And these ones don't have too much life left either. So Zane does have a huge army advantage right now, but Callum still has a major resource advantage. Okay, these sprites are just going to get torn up by these gargoyles. Good use of the gargoyles there. Going to target the Blight Widows next. And good use of Mark of Doom as well, giving those Blight Widows minus 12 armor, making them really, really squishy. But he still has these Dendroid warriors to deal with. So we'll see what happens. More Dendroid warriors coming to this base. And I don't think this base is long for this world.
Players' forces are under attack.
Okay, we got a small stun there on the Dendroid. Okay, very good. Killed it with the Mark of Doom. I think he might clean this up. Mark of Doom really, really helping here, giving these Dendroids minus 12 armor. Okay, wow. So the Gargoyles actually were able to hold this off. Gargoyles mixed with Wraiths. That's a very strong combo. I think this base is definitely going down, though. I don't think he can stop this. I mean, they're just going to clobber this necropolis. So mines placed here along the map. These I think these race are
The
gonna.
player's forces
Yeah,
are under
he's
attack.
gonna lose a couple race, I think, going across the map here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so the base got taken out. I think in the meantime we've got gargoyles slowly whacking away at these dendroids. The race got taken out by those mines. Now Zane's sending another group of units here, although there's no mine here anymore. He's got a lot of sprites that's likely to deal with the ghost ships that have heavy armor.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, lots of wraiths coming out here for Callum. Also scouting up here, very good. It's nighttime. This is going to make his wraiths invisible, as well as his workers. And it's going to give his buildings some more armor, plus 10 armor on these buildings. Though he doesn't really need to defend this base. These toads are going to be crazy effective against the gargoyles. They can just basically devour these air units. Oh, lost tons of race to that mine there. Okay, there goes a toad. Looks like these toads are going to slowly be taken out. Okay, it's daytime again, so these wraiths are visible once more. More Blight Widows coming in. Bigger army from Zane still. This double base here is really pulling its weight for him. But it's getting really close to mining out. I mean, this one's almost got 700 gold. This one's still about 1,400 gold. Callum's still going to have a resource advantage here. So in the meantime, he's got a lot of necromancers and wraiths building at his base here. Alright. Okay, we've got tons of Dendroid tree herds. Those can actually help in a pinch as well. I don't know where this vampire lord came from, but it's actually doing an okay job of cleaning up some of these sprites. I mean, this is a maxed out vampire lord, so he's got tons of hit points. Looks like these distance mining workers are going to be taken out. Okay, here comes Callum. He's got a pretty decent army here. These are very fat vampires. And here comes the Black Pyramid again. Zane hasn't done a good job dealing with this pyramid, so he really needs to work on that. He really needs to dodge this thing. Okay, the Black Pyramid, luckily, only hitting that one Dendroid warrior. But this is a lot of vampires. And his wraith count's quite low now. He's calling in the saplings to tank in the meantime. But Zane doesn't have much of an army left. Looks like most of his units got taken out. So I think the resource advantage is finally kicked in here for Callum. Zane has sort of run out of money, and Callum is now the victor. Sort of just clean up at this point. This final Dendroid warrior. This Mark of Doom ability really helping him a lot with these Dendroid warriors. And these are some big vampires. You can see 3/3, 310 health, 33 damage. These guys are some monsters. And this is pretty much all Zane has left. He's just got some sprites and a couple trees and a single sad toad. And I don't think this is quite going to be enough to deal with this, especially with this Mark of Doom here. Yeah, look, this tree's going to just crumble. Alright, very well played by both players. GG gets called by Zane. Nutty game indeed. Alright. And that was that game. Great game, I really enjoyed that one. Again, Callum basically won that through pure resource advantage. He also did a really good job of dealing with the trees through use of Mark of Doom. Mark of Doom plus Gargoyle is actually not bad at killing trees. I think the other thing that really hurt Zane there was his micro in the fights. He really should have been able to avoid that Black Pyramid better, especially with his sprites, which are pretty mobile units. That definitely hurt him a lot. But that center base was a huge deal for him. That really helped him. Anyway, that was this game. Thanks for watching. If you want to get access to the game, you can visit the Discord link in the description. That'll always have the latest version. You can come play games with us. You can learn the game. There's a lot of new players right now, so it's a great time to jump into the game while there's other players still learning as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.